In the small, sun-kissed village of Iriti, nestled between two winding rivers and endless fields of cassava and maize, lived a boy named Tunde. He was the youngest of 5 children and often found joy in the simplest things, catching grasshoppers, climbing mango trees, and listening to folktales by moonlight. Though his family was poor, his mother, Mama Ronk, was rich in wisdom. She would often say, "Poverty is not in your pocket, it's in your mind." Her stories of ancient heroes and distant lands filled Tunde with a deep yearning for something beyond the horizon. Every day after farming, Tunde would sit by the river, watching the water flow past the village, whispering promises of places he'd never seen. One day, he whispered, "I'll follow that river to its end." Chapter 2: A Stranger's Gift. One Harmattan morning, a group of researchers from the university in Ibadan arrived in Iriti to study local aquatic life. Tunde, with his quick wit and friendly nature, helped them navigate the terrain. Among them was Mr. Okoro, a quiet but observant man. Mr. Okoro noticed how Tunde always asked questions, unlike the other children. One evening, after a long walk back from the river, he handed Tunde a warm paperback titled "The World Beyond the River." "You should have this," Mr. Okoro said. "You remind me of someone who once dreamed big too." Tunde devoured the book. Its pages became windows to cities with lights, machines, bridges, and people who changed the world. That night, under the moonlight, he told his mother, "Mama, I want to go to the city and learn everything I can." Chapter 3: Goodbye, Iriti. 6 months later, a letter arrived. Mr. Okoro had arranged for Tunde to attend school in Ibadan under a special program. The whole village came to see him off. His friends clapped his back. Elders gave him blessings. Mama Ronk hugged him for what felt like forever. She gave him a small leather pouch. Inside was a folded note and a calabash of palm oil. "Let this remind you of who you are and where you're from." As the village disappeared behind the bus window, Tunde's heart pounded, not with fear, but with hope. Chapter 4: The City and the Struggle. Ibadan was a world of roaring traffic, tall buildings, and crowded classrooms. Tunde was overwhelmed. His English was broken. His classmates mocked his village accent. He often went hungry. Some nights, he cried silently, missing the warm embrace of home. But he didn't give up. He spent late nights in the library. He asked questions. He taught himself to type and use a computer. His grades improved. His teachers began to notice. One day, during a school debate, Tunde stood up and spoke passionately about rural development. His voice cracked at first, but by the end, the entire hall stood in applause. He had found his confidence. Chapter 5: A Scholarship to the World. By age 19, Tunde had written a powerful essay titled "Africa's Light: How Young Minds Can Spark Change." It won him a national competition and a scholarship to study engineering and renewable energy in Canada. He had never been on a plane. The cold, the snow, the loneliness, all of it hit hard. But he remembered Mama's words. "Keep your eyes forward, and your heart warm." In Canada, he worked in a library and mopped floors at night to make ends meet. He joined student unions, led African cultural events, and gave talks about energy solutions for developing countries. 4 years later, he graduated top of his class. His final year project: a low-cost solar system designed specifically for rural African villages. Chapter 6: The Dream Becomes a Mission. Instead of taking a high-paying job, Tunde started his own company, Sun for All. He recruited brilliant minds from around the world and focused on one mission: to light up African communities, one village at a time. He traveled to Ethiopia, Rwanda, Ghana, and back to Nigeria, installing solar grids, teaching locals how to maintain them, and investing in young minds. News outlets featured his story. Awards followed. But he remained humble. When asked why he didn't stay in Canada with an easier life, he smiled and said, "My journey was never about comfort. It was about purpose." Chapter 7: Return to Iriti. Years later, Tunde returned to Iriti in a convoy, not of luxury, but of hope. His mother, now grayer but still strong, ran into his arms, crying with pride. He built a community innovation center, powered by solar energy. Children who once walked miles to charge phones or study at night could now read in bright classrooms. He started a scholarship fund for girls, a health clinic, and a digital hub for young entrepreneurs. On the wall of the center, the same phrase from his essay was carved in wood. We are not born to escape our roots, but to return and let them grow deeper. Epilogue, Legacy in Motion. Tunde became a legend not just in Haiti, but across Africa. His story was taught in schools. His journey was proof that one boy, one book, and one dream could change the world. But every year, on his birthday, Tunde would sit by the same river he once dreamed beside and whisper, "Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Haiti." Because no matter how far he traveled, he never forgot where the journey began.